My name's Alan Donnelly. We are here as part of Sidetracks, CJSO 88.5's new Numero Uno show. We're here to see the Canadian Ska Orchestra featuring Audrey, Ochoa, and I'm delighted to say Audrey's sitting beside me today.
Thank you for having me.
I got a glimpse of you sound checking. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal stuff. All 16, 17?
17 of us.
Okay, maybe we'll start there. Why?
Well, because more is better.
Okay.
And subtlety is for the past. We should be big and loud if we can.
For sure. For our listeners, explain a bit about the show and what it's all about.
The Yardbird in 2018 offered me a big band. They were like, would you like to put on a big band show and curate the music?
Yeah.
And I said yes. And after talking with Dave Babcock, who was the person who hired me, the saxophone player,
yeah.
I said, let's do a ska orchestra. I don't think we've done that yet. And so I researched a bunch of different ska orchestras, Western Standard Ska Orchestra, Melbourne Ska Orchestra. And there's a bunch everywhere. And we did it first in 2018. It was extremely fun. Mm-hmm. We did it again. We were going to do it again in 2020, but something happened. I don't know what happened there. And then we did it just last summer, and It was too fun. And so I decided we should do it again.
So I have a question. Is there, obviously there is, but I didn't realize there's a demand for ska in Edmonton.
What? Okay,
you got to tell me where these places.
It's my understanding that Edmonton's a ska hotbed.
Okay.
Did
you just make that up?
I didn't. No, I'm pointing it now. I still play and have played for 15 years with a band called King Mustafa, which is a ska band.
Yeah.
Play locally, we play all the time. That band's existed since 1998. There's also Mad Bomber Society. There's a bunch of different ska bands.
But what beat you with ska?
It's very simple. It had trombones in it. Okay. I was 12 and had a bowl cut and loved the trombone.
Yeah.
As soon as I could hear it on commercial radio, I had to know what that music was about. Also, it's the happiest music. It's bouncy, it's dancing. There's room for improv, so it's still highbrow jazz. Because it's still harmonically, melodically complicated if you want it to be, but it's still really fun.
Like I say, I caught you in rehearsals there, and you were talking about you did compose some of the sections here in this.
Yeah.
And talk to me, elaborate a bit about that and what goes into it when you take an original song and you decide to put your own stamp on it.
I mean, I write a lot of music. I'm on my 5th album. It's just whatever's in your head, and then you get to tell everybody to do it. It's the most beautiful power trip because people call it art. And they celebrate you for it. It's hilarious. Ego trip. But then getting to do it with a big band is way more fun because now I normally play with quartets, trios, quintets.
Yeah.
But a big band, you get to play with 17 voices as opposed to just 4 voices. So the conversation gets bigger. The musical conversation gets a little bit deeper and louder.
Does it get complex, or is it spinning multi big huge plates?
Yeah, you're right. The plates just get bigger, I think. And more colorful.
So it's not the amount of things you're spinning; it's just the volume to which this plate. I get very metaphorical.
I'm really enjoying this allegory.
Okay, but that's still, I look at it and I'm intimidated by the amount of people that you and I don't want to say egos, but every band has egos.
Sure.
But getting them all singing off the same hymn sheet. I mean, you're dealing with professionals.
Yes,
course.
Exactly.
So is that what the fun is for you? Getting to boss professionals around?
No, I hate that. But the fun
You're
is
so good at it.
Well, thank you. The fun is they're so much more than competent. They're excellent at what they do. So when you ask them to do something, they can. And then you can see how far you can push that because everybody in this group can do. They're all power lifters of music.
So with this show, is it to take it on tour or is it specifically for the Yardbird Suite?
It's this specifically for the Yardbird, but we are playing tomorrow in Calgary.
As the 17?
Yes. The only thing is that myself and the drummer, so John is the drummer, he's from Calgary, I'm from Edmonton. He really wanted to do it. He loves ska as much as I do. And it was his idea to call it the Canadian Ska Orchestra. He was like, there isn't another one. And I was like, this is a land race. We should name it now. So we created that name and decided if we just had the core rhythm section, half is from Edmonton, half is from Calgary, and then the lead horn players of each section, myself, David in the trumpet section, and Jeremiah in the saxes, we as a group, so it's what is that, 6 of us? 7 of us?
I lost count after
I believe it's supposed 7 of us. Yeah. We're able to tour around, but then to fill out the section, then you just hire local people. That's kind of how big bands can tour. I know that there's
that gets to the question I was was kind of getting at is that, so you have a core 6, 7.
Yeah.
And then you have those that just add the layer to the cake that already just need to kind of sit in and make those little springy, sparkly sounds.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, there's a financial reality of touring 17 people. We're not there yet. Hope to be at some point, but it's still in infancy. So.
A little birdie tells me you were in Broadway.
Yeah.
Was that birdie correct?
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk a bit about that here? Because you started with the Citadel.
Yeah. And then I went to Broadway, yeah.
And we're glad to have you back, by the way. I'm glad you didn't stay. Were you tempted to?
No.
No. Edmonton's home for you, though.
Edmonton's home, and Broadway's wonderful, but I like doing multiple things. I like varieties of spice of life, and if you're doing Broadway, you're doing the same show, same notes, same words,
you feel that
same
stifling?
people. Yeah, it was like a Groundhog Day. Every single day was the same clothes, same hair, same makeup, same music, same people. That got a little bit different from
The question I was going to go to next was the Ben Suhrs collaboration.
Yes.
How did the collaboration work, and what went down there?
So I've been working with Ben Suhrs for years. I don't know when we started working together, but he approached me to take his his folk music, his trio of folk music essentially, and expand it for six horns. It was 6 horns, mandolin, violin, bass, and himself. So kind of a departure from what it normally is, and it was just like a cool challenge of because
did you find that challenging?
it's super challenging. One, there was no drummer, so there's nobody to push these horn players around. And two is it's folk music. It's very word dependent, so whatever you write for horns can't overtake sort of the delicate nature of his music.
Yeah.
Like you heard tonight, this is smash and crash and like loud and muscle, and that's fun, but his music's very thoughtful. There's lots of like clever wordplay. So whatever the 6 horn players did, it was supposed to add, but you got to be careful not to add too much. Yeah, I'm really proud of that project.
So that was just for a live setting?
Yep.
Is there views to go to the record or record it, I should say?
That's up to Ben. That's his baby. And I was just the arranger. I was just there to realize his vision.
Yeah. What was the pitfalls for you? Was it just, again, really down to...
On a personal note, that show that happened 2 days after my dad died. So he died, and then we had a rehearsal, and it was like, well, do I do this or do I go mourn? But it was like, no, I think we should do this. My dad was a musician, so that was really tough to get through, actually, through playing that. But when I listened to it, because I wasn't really present for the show, I was just trying to keep it together, so I didn't really know what was happening. But listening to the mixes and then listening to the final product after, I was like, I'm really proud of that. There was a lot of emotion in there. Some of it was for the show, some of it was other stuff, but it came off really well.
Oh, that's really brave too.
Yeah.
I mean, those emotional moments could go either which way, but would it be fair? I didn't know music is in your blood. And doing it for him, was that maybe the borrowing thing that kind of got you through it, or did it just,
he wanted me to do it. Yeah,
amazing. Wow. And can we touch upon that? Was music always in your household?
Dad was a trumpet player. My mom's an accordion player. They met playing Oktoberfest gigs.
So there was no escaping the challenge.
No. And also, it wasn't just like, now you have to take musical lessons and become a professional. It was just like, music's a part of life, music's a part of every family celebration. Not in it was a burdensome thing, but it was it is a part of life that you should celebrate, and it's fun. It's supposed to be fun, and it's something that brings people together. I don't know. They're opening the doors now.
I better let you get off.
Yeah.
I could talk to you for hours. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah. My last name is Ochoa, and my dad's Filipino. And when he came to Canada, in fact, for the longest time, we were the only Ochoas in the phone book.
Yeah.
And everybody would say, where are you from? What name is that? And he consistently told people he was Irish. And they believed him because they didn't want to question him.
Because there was an O?
Because there was an O.
That is ingenious.
I think he just got sick of answering Philippines. You don't know where that is? I mean, he got here in 65. Anyway.
That is epic of all proportions.